The woman who survived the Titanic, then 2 more shipwrecks in 1911, a ship called the Olympic collided with a British warship. A young stewardess on board survived. A year later, she boarded another ship. It was called the Titanic. She survived that too. 4 years later, she boarded a third ship, the Britannic, the Titanic's sister vessel, now serving as a hospital ship during World War I. It struck a mine and sank in less than an hour. She survived that one too. 3 ship disasters, 3 survivals. This is the true story of the unluckiest lucky woman in maritime history, and what she saw during her final escape that she never fully explained. Her name was Violet Jessop. Born in 1887 in Argentina to Irish immigrant parents, she grew up poor. As a child, she battled a serious illness that doctors believed would kill her. It didn't. She survived that too, an early sign of a pattern that would define her life. When her father died, Violet helped support her family. She trained as an ocean liner stewardess, a demanding job that meant caring for first-class passengers, working impossibly long hours, and living at the mercy of the sea. She was young and, by most accounts, strikingly beautiful. It was even said that she dressed older and plainer so she would be taken seriously in her profession. She had no idea she was about to become part of one of the most extraordinary survival stories of the 20th century. In 1911, Violet was working aboard the RMS Olympic, the largest ocean liner in the world at the time, and the sister ship of a soon-to-be famous vessel called the Titanic. That September, the Olympic collided with the British warship HMS Hawke off the English coast. The collision tore a massive hole in the Olympic's hull. Passengers panicked, but the ship stayed afloat and made it safely back to port. No one died. For Violet, it was a frightening experience, but she survived. She had no way of knowing it was only the beginning. The following year, Violet was assigned to the Titanic's maiden voyage, considered one of the most prestigious postings at sea. On the night of April 14, 1912, the Titanic struck an iceberg. Violet was ordered onto the deck to help reassure passengers and assist women and children into the lifeboats. As Lifeboat 16 was lowered, an officer reportedly placed a baby into her arms and told her to take care of it. She spent hours in the freezing Atlantic, holding a stranger's child while watching the so-called unsinkable ship disappear beneath the waves. More than 1,500 people lost their lives that night. Violet survived. The next morning, aboard the rescue ship Carpathia, a woman rushed toward her, silently took the baby from her arms, and walked away. Violet never learned who they were. Most people would have avoided ships after surviving 2 major disasters. But 4 years later, during World War I, Violet was serving as a nurse aboard HMHS Britannic, the 3rd Olympic-class sister ship, now converted into a hospital vessel. On the morning of November 21, 1916, the Britannic struck a mine in the Aegean Sea. Unlike the Titanic, it sank in less than an hour. As Violet abandoned ship, she jumped into the water and was pulled toward the vessel's still spinning propellers. She struck her head as she escaped. Years later, after suffering frequent headaches, a doctor discovered that she had fractured her skull during the sinking. She had survived without realizing how serious the injury had been. Violet Jessop lived until 1971, passing away peacefully at the age of 83. She spent many more years working at sea without another major incident and rarely spoke publicly about her extraordinary experiences. When asked about the Titanic later in life, she remained humble and matter-of-fact, treating it not as a miracle, but simply as something that had happened to her. She never sought fame.